So, the thorny issue of cut-off fuses. They've made a decision, and it is... Woohoo! Yes, they've made a decision. They have made a decision, or it looks like the vote for it will pass. Finally. One very vocal dissenting voice. One of the organisations doesn't like the idea at all, and I feel very sorry for any electricians who are working in their particular area, because I think even when this comes to pass, they will not make electricians' lives easier. Other DNOs have been very supportive, and I will point out which ones they are in a moment. Bottom line, though, is that on the 2nd of November, the working group sent out voting forms to the members of the working group to approve or disapprove of the planned changes that will allow people like moi to finally officially pull cut-out fuses. Finally, we're on the home straight. There is some bad news though. The implementation date is next June. Still 7 to 8 months away. Now, one of the dissenting voices said that was too soon, had to be at least 12 months down the line. However, all credit to the working group where this one company is concerned. A lot of their concerns were thrown out. It's fairly obvious that where this particular organisation is concerned, they just want to maintain control, come what may, regardless what the working group says. And I've read the minutes that have come out of the last meeting that happened in October, and it's fairly obvious reading it that this one particular group, I'm not going to name them, I'm not going to do that, are so against this that they're going to make people's lives so hard that work in that area. Like I say earlier on, I feel so sorry for the electricians working in that particular group, that DNO's area. They're going to make your life so hard. However, I am going to single out two areas. I'm going to single out three areas for praise, because reading through the documents, they've been very supportive of this. Yes, they've got concerns. They've got concerns about exactly what the procedures will be, whether people like me should be trained in doing it properly, getting the right, officially making sure that we have the right PPE to wear when we're doing this, and things like that. I don't have a problem with that. I have no problem with whatever the regulations they want to put in place, as long as they're reasonable. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So, the three areas, or the three DNOs that I want to single out for praise, one is Electricity North West, another is SSE, and the other covers an area in Cheshire. Can't remember their name, I'll put it on the screen. They have been very supportive. All three have had concerns, and the working group agrees with their concerns. It's not a problem. It's mainly around procedures, to be honest with you. That's all it is, and making sure that people who are going to be putting these fuses are qualified, members of CPS schemes, and so on. That's not unreasonable. I have no problem with that at all. If I have to go on a training program to do it, and I know there's people going to say, why on earth do you need to be trained to just pull a flipping fuse out? Well, if you watch my previous videos on this subject, you'll know that there are things that can go very badly wrong in putting these fuses, from electrocuting yourself, because there's no protection when you do this, to causing fires. One of the concerns was that the insurance for people like me should be ample to cover doing these replacements. I don't know about anybody, I can't speak for anybody else, but I've got 2 million on one side and 250,000 on the other. I can't remember which way around it is. I'll put it on the screen. Whether that's enough to cover me properly from putting these fuses, I have no idea, and I don't know what their final judgment will be on that. But the vote took place on the 2nd of November. I don't know the result of the vote, but given there was only one dissenting voice out of, I think, over a dozen, people in the working group, I find it hard to believe that those proposals have not been passed at last. So we've now got to wait till at least June. The implementation date is in June next year. That's the planned one. So we just have to wait and see if that actually does come to pass. I doubt there'll be any more news on this until probably after Christmas now. That's more the run up to that. But it's good news. At least everybody knows where they stand, or they will do come next year. It's been a long time coming, this, because, you know, in comments I've had in all the other videos I've had on this subject, everybody's got a take on this, whether you should pull them, we shouldn't pull them. People say, oh, just pull them anyway. But there are, you know, real issues with pulling these things, as I just alluded to. So put proper procedures in place. It helps us, it helps our clients. I had 2 clients this year, had to wait 2 to 3 months before I could actually finish the work I was doing, because I was waiting for an isolator to put in. Now if I can actually just phone up the DNO and say, look, I want to do this, can I have permission? They say, yes, here's your paperwork. I can go in the following day, pull the fuse, put the isolator in, put the fuse back, phone the DNO back up, say, I've done the work, it's all done. They're happy, I sign it off, and I can get on with my consumer unit change or whatever I'm doing. Saves everybody time, everybody heartache. It's well past this coming. Well past the date coming this coming. Hopefully, this one organisation that is really dead against this will come round. Judging by what they've written, I find it hard to believe that they will. But you never know, we live in hope. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll be forced to. Don't know. Anyway, that is the wrap up on that one. So there you go. So we'll still keep an eye on this. We'll see if the implementation date is kept to, and what exactly we're all going to be expected to do to be able to do this officially. I'm expecting lots of comments in here. Probably people are saying, I'll do it anyway, sort of thing. I'll carry on the way I have been. It's entirely up to you. Personally, I want to stick to the book, but there you go. So, I will see you on the next one.